What's up, you nasty sons of bitches? Welcome to the Die Hard, Die Nasty podcast with Schyler, Tad, and Brandon. Let's get nasty.
All right, Doug. How are you?
I'm good. Been thinking of some ideas. I hope we can get a Oh, Rainey, you can press play. Okay. Been thinking of some ideas for this next podcast because I think this will be a good one that we could have some good segments in, like something targeted towards Thanksgiving. So it can be players we're going to be thankful for this week.
I like it.
What's a universally despised Thanksgiving dish? Is there anyone you don't like?
I don't really think so. Not for me.
Fuck.
I'm into everything. I'll eat. You put something in front of me, I'm gonna eat it.
I'm trying to think of.
Delicious.
Yeah. There's not really much I don't like at Thanksgiving. Sometimes some old people bring some nasty shit, but
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, the green bean casserole is always iffy, but I like it.
That's kind of how I feel. Is sometimes it's really good. Sometimes I'm oh fuck, this is green beans and raw onion flavor, and that's it.
My favorite thing though is the mashed potatoes and some good old gravy. Oh my god.
Yeah, buddy. See, that's kind of thinking too. We could be who's the mashed potatoes of the week this week? Something less corny than that, but something.
I mean, who is the mashed potatoes of the week this week? The games are Thursday.
I haven't even looked.
We got the COVID game with the Baltimore Ravens and Steelers at night.
Okay.
We got Dallas and Washington, I think, and then we have someone else in the morning, but they're all bad games except the Steelers and Ravens. Why does the NFL not just flex in good games on Thanksgiving Day? I get that too. I get there's a tradition with the Cowboys and Washington, but fuck tradition. Yep. Let's get good games.
Yep, fuck tradition at this point. We're past the point. It's we have to have the fucking Lions and the Cowboys and who's the other one? Washington?
Yeah. Washington, yeah. Well, oh yeah, so who do the Lions play? They play Houston. And who wants to watch that fucking game?
That one might be fun.
Dude, Washington just got blown out 20-0.
You said Washington is playing Houston?
I'm sorry. Detroit. Detroit's playing Houston. Detroit just lost to Carolina 0-20.
So yeah, Detroit's not good, but they're at least sometimes fun to watch. Especially, they seem to always be one of the games on Thanksgiving that I'm always drawn to because for some reason, at least in the Matt Stafford era, I should say, has been fun on Thanksgiving for the most part.
Yeah. And if there was good players like Calvin Johnson still, I guess if Galladay plays, that makes it a little more interesting. And since they're both bad teams, it could be a fun game. Houston has the better quarterback, but
yeah. I think that Galladay might play, and that's going to make things interesting for my lineup. But I think Galladay might play because Amendola got hurt his hip too. So they're hurting at wide receiver. They got a couple of new or no.
When do they fire Patricia?
Maybe after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
that's prime time. No,
at least with the Lions, he's not.
I think he's definitely probably going to be just a defensive coordinator. Who? Maybe. Who's their defensive coordinator right now? Do you know?
I have no clue. It's his son, I think.
Oh, you're right. It is. It's the Belichick son. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be hard to unless your son got a better job somewhere else.
Which it's not going to happen.
No, their defense isn't blowing people out of the water like they were last year. But, yeah. Yeah, I think that if it's an embarrassment on Thanksgiving, I think for sure after Thanksgiving, if it looks like it's going to be decent, he'll probably be one of those off-season fires. So you're just oh, finally, you guys got rid of that guy.
Yeah.
Especially if they're – oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Especially if there is some hot names on the list. I don't know if who was the hot coach besides Kingsbury that people were talking about? The Oklahoma coach.
His name is.
I should know this shit.
No, it's on No, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Is it Stoops?
No,
Stoops was before this guy, right?
It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't believe I can't think of it. He's helped Kyler Murray and Baker become first round picks.
Oklahoma
Yeah,
football coach.
I'm looking it up right now.
Lincoln Riley. There we go.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him going pro for any team other than the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Urban Meyer.
That's fair.
Like they have complete control at whatever program. Like Urban's not coaching, but they have complete control wherever they want to go in college. Like why give that up for a bad franchise with a bad owner? Doesn't seem worth it to me for smart coaches.
That's no shit either. Like, as much as, like, I think people like the idea of being a head football coach for an NFL team, like, if you're in one of those premier colleges that just get all the players because their recruiting is out of this world, like, it's like being able to draft everybody in the first round in football almost.
Yeah, exactly.
So that'd be an interesting topic to talk about for, like, an off-season podcast is, like, when, if he ever does, or actually just have the discussion of whether or not Saban ever goes back to the NFL.
No.
You don't think so? I don't think so either.
No, dude. He's I think he's about to be 70 or something like that. Like he's up there. He has complete control. He will be Alabama royalty forever. Like I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like you said, getting up there in age, and the shitty thing is you're always dealt a shit team for the most part when you become a new NFL head coach, especially from college.
Yeah, unless you, I mean, honestly, I would fire Mark McCarthy if I was Jerry Jones, and I would go hire Urban Meyer or something like that.
Yeah,
because that would be the ideal coaching job to go get into. I mean, you got a star quarterback potentially, you got a decent offensive line that's aging. Amazing perimeter players, a good running back for the next 3 or 4 years, and then a defense that could be a lot better with a better coach. I mean, their coaching has just failed this year.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we'll see with what happens with the whole Dak Prescott thing. FedEx is here, so there might be some barking. We'll see.
That's cool.
Dude, one thing I just thought about, and it'll be pretty fun to talk about come draft season, Cowboys drafting a quarterback and that whole controversy.
It will be. Excuse me.
They're good.
It will be. It'll be good.
Because then, yeah, it's either do you franchise tag Dak? I guess it probably. Well, that's the thing. They have to decide if they're going to franchise tag him before the draft, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I would franchise tag him, and like if I'm being honest, like they could, if they want to draft a quarterback, they could still trade him for a first or second round pick. Like Washington, they won't trade in division to Washington.
Yeah.
Denver. Maybe Denver would trade for Dak Prescott. Yeah. You know how much better they would be with Dak?
They almost drafted him. If they would have drafted, I think Paxton Lynch was that draft. If they weren't able to get Paxton Lynch, they were going to go for Dak. They were looking into him pretty hard.
They fucked. I mean, it's not like John Elway could draft a QB, so might as well go and get a free agent quarterback.
I know it hurts. I just hope the Broncos can maybe get Trey Lance, but it's probably not going to happen. It's going to be like fucking
Kyle Allen, right? Is that the guy for? Who's the guy for BYU?
Oh, what is his name? He's another big because it's what's the or Ohio State quarterback too. It's like BYU quarterback. QB. Zach Wilson? Does that sound
Zach Wilson, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. Yep. And then who is Buddy, whatever the fuck his name is? God damn it. I cannot. Oh, Justin Fields. That's
Justin Fields, yeah. He's gonna be second round pick.
You think so?
Yeah, it's going to go Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields.
Oh, you mean second?
Oh, I'm sorry, second overall.
I was like, oh, fuck, something must have happened that I missed. That he's just playing like shit. Top QB. There's another one I can't fucking think of right now that's going to be up there. And we're going to have another like 4 or 5 QBs in
the guy for Alabama will be
in the top. What is his
top 2 round? Mac Jones, I think. How'd your week go? You did good.
Yeah, dude.
In our Bush League.
Been scoring a lot of points. My team's performing good. I should have fucking beat you. I really wish I would have beat you now at this point. I gave up.
You should have beaten. You fucked up.
I did. I got cute with fucking. Well, I actually fucked up this week. I thought I fucked up twice in a row because I I played Goddard
with Mark
against you.
Andrews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
played Goddard against you, and then for some reason I just didn't pay attention to my tight end slot because I haven't all year. I've had just fucking Mark Andrews in there. Forgot that I played him against you. Never switched him out. Then I saw him on my bench scoring touchdowns. Like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Goddard was at like 9 points. It was fine, but it wasn't the fucking 18 points.
If you had Andrews, you would have won.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I'm feeling good about my team. It's not yours or Allie's team, but I honestly feel like my team can get lucky, obviously, because it almost beat yours. So it can get lucky against yours, and it can get lucky against Allie's because I beat Allie. So like I can get lucky with you guys, and I think that I'm sitting right around the competition level of Tad's team and Kyle's team. Because
Kyle's is really good. It's just it has the potential to pop off every week, like extremely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what sucks is he plays more. He keeps more on the bench, way too much. He should play more and more.
Yeah.
And if you look at more, like what has he done? He scored 9, 20, 8, 20, 14, 26. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess he's a little inconsistent. 19 and 21.
I think the thing that scares me about Moore is you just don't know, is it going to be the Moore week? Is it going to be Robbie Anderson's week? And even shit,
honestly, Anderson's just been a consistent 10-point play like every week. That's why I've consistently played him.
Yeah, he's a good play. And like he always has that. He's always consistent to get like at least in the double digits, and he's always got that big play threat where he might just score a fucking 70.
Well, and he gets almost every game. He's gotten at least 8 targets, except like 3.
Oh,
so like that's big for me.
Kenny Golladay improves to limited practice today. Cool,
nice. He'll play.
The thing is,
so yeah, let's talk about Joe Burrows. He's out for the year.
Yeah, that's sad, and it's like, it's not like a. Okay, like nothing's good in the knee realm of injuries, but it's ACL and MCL. Like
he'll be out until like at least week 3, maybe next year. Week 3.
Yeah,
Carson Wentz had the same injury, and he was out until like week 3, week 4. Do you think he'll rebound?
I do. Yeah, he's young enough that he can.
Yeah,
he's just gonna. The unfortunate part about it is I think we're not going to really get to see the true mobility of Joe Burrow after this.
It sucks because the Bengals they need to fix FedEx Field.
Bad.
There's been so many players that have just killed them, like gotten wrecked on FedEx Field for Washington.
Because what was it? Joe Theismann ruined his ankle.
Alex Smith. Burrow now, RG3, he was never the same. Like it's the place that destroys players. Yep. Honestly, every time I see Seattle and they play Washington, I'm like, all right, Russ, you just stay well. Yep. All right, run the ball every time. Don't let Russ throw once. Just run the ball. Okay.
Yep.
And they have Washington in a couple of weeks, man. I'm nervous.
Yeah. The two fields that scare me the most for sure are FedEx Field and MetLife Stadium. Both those are just fucking horrible for players. Yeah. And I don't know. There needs to be something probably said I don't know. I don't know how many injuries it's going to take, but at some point there needs to be something across the board league-wise like, hey, get your shit together, fix your fields. Like, you guys have an abnormal amount of injuries that are season-ending to star players, which, like, the star player aspect of it is just unfortunate. Like, it's just bad luck. But, like, the fact that you guys have this amount of players that go down with season-ending injuries on there says something.
Yeah, I feel that.
So.
No, and what do you think? Did you watch Taysom Hill play?
I didn't get to see Taysom Hill play. I didn't get to see anybody play, unfortunately. But
yeah, I didn't watch much of the games. It's a Sunday.
Seems like he played all right, I guess. I guess I was fucking eating my own words for being like, oh, he's just a gadget player. He'll never be a QB.
I mean, it's also like his first game starting as quarterback, like he got a really good week's practice probably. Who really knows what's going to happen with him?
Yeah.
But he did pass the eye test for sure in that second half, from what I understand.
Plus, like, as long as you got like decent skill and you have Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas on your team, you're probably going to look all right. But
yeah,
you also got to be able to get them the ball, which he did. So Well, I guess he got Michael Thomas the ball. Alvin Kamara had a down game, 10 points.
He did, thankfully, or Allie would have beat me. Actually, no, I beat Allie pretty convincingly this week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you had a really good week.
I had an okay week. She just had a really bad week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you had 129. Motherfucker, I almost got my first 200-point week. I've still, in the history of this league, never had a 200-pointer.
I think I've had one. Yeah, it feels good.
But I have been the top scorer of the league 3 weeks now, which feels good.
I bet it does, man. My team, I can't wait because it sucks that Christian's out. I think he's going to be out this week and next week, so he's going to miss. He'll be back week 14, I hope. But when I have him back for week 14, playoffs start the 15th?
15th week, yep. Then you'll have
I have a really good schedule coming down the stretch. Derrick Henry has Detroit on week 15. They're 32nd in the league. Christian has Green Bay week 15. Green Bay's 31st in the league. And dude, I'm stoked. I think I'm gonna have it's gonna be a good playoffs, I hope.
Yeah, buddy. So
and then the week before, killer, man.
So be honest with me, and I will repeat this. So be dead honest. If so, you're probably going to get the number 1 seed. At worst, you'll get number 2. The only way that you don't get number 1, well, no, not the only way. The way that you get number 1 is Allie goes on a skid, which she kind of is. I guess she's 7-3, and you're 8-2, right?
Nope, she's 8-2, or she's 8-2, and I'm 7-3, and now she's about to be 8-3, and I'll be 8-3.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so you'll both be 8-3. So regardless of which seed you get, I guess the question remains: you're probably going to face one of Kyle, Tad, or myself. Who would you prefer to play in round 1 of the playoffs?
I would probably prefer you.
Oh, you fuck.
Actually, I don't know, man, because I'd probably prefer Kyle, actually.
Because
who does Kyle have? It depends on the quarterback matchup. Okay, I would prefer Kyle for week 1 of the playoffs because Deshaun Watson has Indy if he plays Watson.
Ooh.
So that's it depends on QBs because who does Russ have for week 15? He has Washington, which a worse team, and then Kansas City also has Las Vegas, Patrick Mahomes. So I'd rather go with but Patrick plays New Orleans on week 15.
Ooh.
Really depends on quarterback matchup, I think, for me, because my quarterback's going to be maybe weaker with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Because he has Denver that week.
Ooh.
And I don't know, man. Probably Kyle, though.
Okay. Well,
because Kyle's team can bust pretty quick, I feel like.
It looks like it. I didn't think that I really stood much of a shot. I had given up after I lost to you by a fucking point. I was like, well,
Julio, as long as Julio is not healthy, I feel good about it.
Yeah, that's no shit either. And he's always got somebody that for some reason decides to get hurt mid-game and just kind of fucks him over. But he also has been,
the hard thing. Go ahead.
He's also been like me, where me and him have been just drawing the fucking shit matchups. He has the fuck. I keep pressing on that. Get that off of there. He's been drawing shit matchups because he has the most points scored against him in the league at 15, almost 16. We'll just call it 1,600 points scored against him. I'm in second. Yeah, 15, 20. Yeah, Ashley has 1536 scored against her, and I have 1521. So we're right there neck and neck at the second most shit matchups. So yeah,
Allie has the least, and she scored the most.
I know. Hers is fucking nuts. Yeah, the 1280. And yours is kind of down there. You also have Tyler, who hasn't scored much against him, which I think explains why Tyler is even in the playoffs since he's given up, apparently. So, anyways, where were we getting at?
I don't know. Who I'd rather play. I don't really know, man. Everyone has a stacked team, realistically, except probably Tyler. Yeah,
Tyler's team is definitely the shit team of the league, which is fine. He's not trying for fucking waivers or anything, so.
Yeah, and Ashley, I'm not going to play Ashley because she's not going to be in. I'm not going to play Parker because he probably won't be in.
Yeah. Ashley has a
So
route, weirdly.
she what?
Ashley has a route to the playoffs, weirdly. Like, she has to win
I mean,
out.
she could get it
Yeah.
for sure.
She has to absolutely win out, but
How bad do you have to feel to draft Lamar Jackson this year?
bad. Bad, bad.
Because like she took him what, second?
Yeah. Yeah, second. She took him after Mahomes, and Tad took Mahomes second round, so yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel good, which is kind of what I didn't think it would be this bad, but compared to last year, I knew there would obviously be regression. Like, last year was just an insane year. I was like, if he could be like 80% of that, you're still going to be happy with him, regardless if you take him in the second round or the third round, wherever you get him. But this is like, you're really shaky on starting him at this point. Like, Ashley's with Justin Herbert, and she's making the right choice because Herbert's lighting it up.
He is, dude. That was a good pickup. I'm stoked for him. He's going to be great.
Yep.
So that's another thing. It kind of sucks to see Joe Burrow get hurt and then watch Herbert. And then Tua, do you think Miami drafts another quarterback?
No. You don't give up on Tua yet.
I think they do. If they let's say Trey Lance is awesome.
Okay.
I think they might go for it.
I think you build on the person that you're trying to build your team around.
Why would they take him out against Denver?
I think that they saw that he was losing confidence in the defense was coming at him. That was the Broncos Super Bowl, it felt like, was beating the Dolphins just to try to feel good after a minute.
Fair.
Defense was on point that game, and I think they just saw, like, hey, he's young, he's making a lot of mistakes. Let's see if we can, because it was still a close game, regardless of how good the defense was playing. Like, they almost came back and won it. And so they were like, well, if we can still win this, let's throw the seasoned vet in there who's going to have a little bit more calm in this game.
I just don't know, man. Like, you have a stellar defense. If you believe in that quarterback, you let him figure it out. Like, after watching Russ his rookie year, like, there were some games he struggled, but like they just kept him in. And if you think they have the it factor, you leave him in. If you don't,
I agree with you. I think it was wrong for them to take him out. So it may like save like a little bit of confidence in their mind, but in my mind, it hurts their confidence by benching him. But
yeah,
I don't think they give up on him after a year, especially a rookie year where he was on the bench for most of the year, anyways. If they can get a quarterback like late that they are like, if all else fails with Tua, we like this guy, we could try him out, but I don't think that they go for one of the top prospects when they can get like, I don't know really what the weaknesses on Alabama, Jesus Christ.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins is.
Honestly, the quarterback.
Fuck.
Running back, maybe?
Running back, wide receiver. They got to be feeling kind of bad about the wide receivers this year.
Maybe not great, but Devontae Parker's solid, and Gesicki is solid, I think. And, they could probably use one more good, really big-time receiver, but I think their defense is solid. Their special teams is really good. I mean, quarterback's their weak spot.
I guess we'll see. I just...
I hope the best for Tua, man.
But unless they really have just given up.
Tua. I don't see that. I mean, I think... They'll know more by the end of the season.
For sure. See. Do you think Tua starts this next game, or do you think it's Fitzmagic?
Yeah, no, he starts for sure. He starts the rest of the way. There's no way he doesn't.
There was also some talk about that he might have gotten a little hurt, and that might have been part of the problem. So
it would suck.
It wasn't bad enough, obviously, that he couldn't keep playing, and then they pulled him. But let's add another name to the rookie wide receiver stud list: Michael Pittman Jr. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, man. He's finding his groove.
There are so many receivers this year, and it just blows me away. We haven't seen anything like this since, 2015? Is that the draft?
I don't remember. But would you take any of these receivers over DK, McLaurin, or who's the other one? There's one more guy. Oh, A.J. Brown.
Wait, say that again.
Would you take any of 2020's class?
Oh.
Over 2019 with DK, AJ Brown? Would you replace who do you like more from the class? Who out of these two classes, who's your favorite receiver?
I like DK the most out of 2019 for sure. I don't like I mean, McLaurin's fine. I just think McLaurin is.
You're low on him, dude. I don't get it.
I just not in on him because the offense, the quarterback situation, where if they could figure out the quarterback, he'd be an amazing wide receiver. He could potentially be a number one pick in most drafts. It's just, they are so bad with the quarterback situation. I don't even know who the fucking quarterback is to be at this point.
It's Alex Smith.
Is it? Okay, I thought that's who it was, but yeah. See, and that's why you don't go the route of fucking who was the Ohio State QB they drafted? Fuck me, I can't think of any names right now.
Who is what?
The Ohio State QB they drafted that they benched.
Justin Fields. Justin Fields, the Ohio State
QB? No. The Washington Redskins. They drafted.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, seeing like maybe Dwayne Haskins isn't good, but he's going to be a nobody probably for the rest of his career now because of the way they handled that.
Like Josh Rosen.
Yeah, yep. And I think Tua's talent survives this whole situation with the Dolphins, but if they go this route where they're like, no, fuck you, go to the bench, and then we don't know if we like you or not, it could ruin a quarterback who actually was like pegged to be the number one pick for most of the year last year before he got hurt.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, so I like DK. McLaurin, and that's where I honestly think that like DK would be good on almost every team, regardless of the quarterback situation. Whereas Terry McLaurin, we've seen on a bad team, he's got his good games. But at the same time, you can only do so much if your quarterback sucks. I
mean, if you look at him, he's scored 11, 25, 12, 21. Bad game against the Rams, but they have Ramsey. Giants 14, Dallas 23, 25, 17, 13. So he's only had one game he scored under 11 points. I think he's a star, man. Once they get the QB right, like if they draft in the top, honestly, they should just try to lose out because they could go get Justin Fields and feel really good.
You did play McLaurin. Holy shit. Holy shit, he's the number 9 receiver on the year. Yeah, I slept on him hard. Fuck me.
He's the team captain too.
I mean, like maybe the reason why I've slept on him so hard is because I have him on a team in a Yahoo league, and he's just never been like one that's popped off the screen for me. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to keep playing you. Like I've sat him a few times because I'm like, but it's also half PPR, so that's probably why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He gets a lot of his money in the receiving game just catching balls, not actually like getting big yardage or touchdown.
Man, I kind of feel bad. I hosed Ashley for Derrick Henry.
You think? Just fucking rocking Ronald Jones Jr., who you never know if he's going to be the fucking running back of the team or not. What is he doing right now? Because they are playing right now, aren't they?
They are playing right now. Fournette just scored a touchdown over him, so.
Yep, 1.6 carries for 16 yards. That is not good. That is less than 3 yards a carry.
And Derrick Henry down the stretch has the worst in the last 3 games for like the playoffs. He has the worst team running defenses in the league.
Well, and that's
Jacksonville, Detroit, and Green Bay.
Since we've seen Derrick Henry become the stud that he is, he always makes his money in the end of the season because he just runs entire teams down.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and I'm fucking crossing my fingers Mike Evans can pop off for like another 70 yards and a touchdown, and Robert Woods can pop off for another 70 yards and a touchdown, because then fucking Parker is going to beat Tad. And that puts me tied for not only 4th place, but also no.
Oh, dude, I think I could definitely see Tad losing tonight.
Yeah. Parker's at a 23% chance now when it was at 1% when the game started.
He only needs 21 points, and Mike Evans can definitely score. He's gonna have a big game, I bet, a bigger game.
Oh.
Robert Woods, yeah, dude, I could definitely see it, man.
I hope so. That'd be cool, because then there'd be a 3-way tie for 3rd and 4th place, which is what I was hoping for last week. But
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have the lead I do on you guys.
Yeah, it's no shit either. It is a fucking bloodbath for those last couple spots in the playoffs right now. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. But
Who's your stud of the week?
stud of the week this week. Give me a second on that. I haven't actually looked that far ahead yet, since I guess we're technically still in week 11. Do you got one for you?
Well, on my team, it has to be Derrick Henry, scoring that touchdown in overtime. 28 carries, 133 yards. Scored the most points as far as skill positions on my team, which it's weird that I won. I got lucky that I beat Allie. But if you have to say, like, on someone else's team, who went off? Keenan Allen, dude. He went off. He went off for sure. That was a good game. Adam Thielen went off. He was a stud. There were some good players this week.
Yeah.
Good receivers.
I messed up. I thought you were talking about studs of the week going forward, not studs of the week.
Studs of the week going forward. For week 12, I got Josh Allen probably. Him and Herbert, I think, will go back and forth.
That'll be a fun game.
And then if McLaurin plays this week, he's questionable right now, but I think he goes off against Dallas. And I'm truly – so I got one more, and that'd probably be DK. Okay. I don't know. Did you watch the game?
No, I didn't get a chance.
So he dropped a touchdown, a laser from Wilson.
Oh, I did see that play.
And he was coming across the field, and he had a catch in his hands, and he probably would have taken that thing to the house, honestly, because he's so fast. Like, he had the angle. He could have got at least a 40-yard catch. And then he had another 40-yard catch taken back by a phantom holding call by the fucking refs. Sons of bitches.
We do got to talk real quick about that fucking. So I saw the clip on Facebook, and I looked through the comment section because people were just like shitting all over DK Metcalf because it was a fucking laser beam. Like, you saw he was trying to just like cradle it in, but it obviously went through his fucking hands and hit him right in the fucking neck. And they were like, DK Metcalf is the next all-pro receiver in the NFL. And then they showed that clip, and I was like, come on.
He's getting some flack because he's getting a lot of love.
Yeah.
But if there is going to be not a downfall of DK, but something that'll be a big critique, is he's dropped some big passes in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And, I think that could be a potential issue, but at the same time, maybe not. Like, he's a star, man. He's so good.
He is.
And
there's still people out there that aren't believers, but like, the dude is insane with he's physically talented beyond belief, more than almost any other receiver we've seen since, Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson, just physical gifts he's been.
Well, and seeing the progression from last year to this year on his route running is astronomical.
Yeah.
Like, he has hit another level, and it's only going to get better because he wants to be great, dude. Him and, I guess, not that it's a big deal, but him and Russ talk about breaking Jerry Rice's and Montana's touchdown record, for most touchdowns to receiver and QB combo, things like that. And I think they're going to do is really good. They're going to do some damage in the next eight years.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I have him in my dynasty league.
Oh yeah, that was his one critique coming out of college, was they were like, he can go up and get any ball, he can go up against any quarterback and win, but is his route running ever going to progress? And it absolutely has this year.
Yeah.
For my team, I guess in our Bush League, I would say Miles Sanders is going to have a bounce back week. Pretty disappointing this week. He would have had over in the double-digit mark, but he had the fumble, so he's under 10 points at like 9.8 or something like that. No touchdown, but he rushed for almost 100 yards. So, like, his week wasn't as bad as it looked, but not a lot of receptions. Eagles played bad. I think that the one issue they're going to have is Seattle is going to throw all over Philadelphia. So he probably won't get scripted out just because Miles Sanders can't catch the ball so well. So I'm going to guess that Miles Sanders is going to bounce back this week and have at least 17 to 18 points.
I could see it. Seattle's run D is probably top 10 in the league at least. They're only getting better. Their defense is really starting to make some strides now. They held Arizona to their worst point points for the year, and they're I think they're going to hit their stride. They made a couple trades with Carlos Dunlap, and they signed Damon Snacks Harrison, who's a big boy.
Yeah.
And I think they're coming along, but I could definitely see in the passing game, they like their screens. I could see Sanders. He's a great player. I could see him popping off for 20, 25 points at some point. Hopefully not, though.
I need him to. And then, on somebody else's team, I guess. Let me take a look here. Looking at all the different matchups. I don't really have another one right now, but I do want to touch on what I think is the game of the week this week, and that would be Kansas City versus Tampa Bay. That should be a good, fun game.
That will be an awesome game. But who do you think wins that game?
Kansas City.
I hope so.
Yeah, the only way it doesn't is if somehow Tampa Bay's defense, which is pretty, they're top 5 in the league, can hold Patrick Mahomes to under 30 points. But if he gets out of hand, goes above 35, 40 points, there's no way.
Did you watch that game last night?
I watched bits and pieces of it, yeah.
The Raiders, dude. Raiders are a good team, man.
Raiders are one of the best, their record doesn't reflect how good they actually are.
And they've only lost to really good teams. It's not like they've outscored in the 2 games they played Kansas City 71-67 or I don't know. I don't quote me on that, but something like that. They are doing good, man. I think they're going to make some noise in the playoffs.
I think so too. I think that they're probably the team that I don't want to face if I get them in the first round of the playoffs.
Derek Carr is he's on a mission, man.
Yeah, he's trying to prove he needs to still be the quarterback of the team, because if he didn't prove it this year, they definitely, I think they would have moved on from Derek Carr after this year, but
I think he's proved it for sure.
Let's look up the Vegas odds real quick of Kansas City versus Tampa Bay, see what the over-under is and all of that.
Man, look at that. Have you pay attention to basketball?
Kind of peripherally, not super into it, but the
Lakers are looking scary, dude, for a repeat.
Why do you say that?
They just acquired Dennis Schroeder from OKC. They have KCP, Kadavius Caldwell-Pope, and then LeBron, KD, and I think it's Marc Gasol.
No.
And as their starting 5, and then as on their bench, they have I don't know who the shooting guard is, but they have. Here, 1 second. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Bench is stacked too. They have the reigning 6-man player of the year in Montrezl Harrell. I think it's. I never get them right. Marquise or Marquise Morris. They're twins.
Okay.
And then Kyle Kuzma. They just look stacked, man. They look like a really good team.
Hell yeah. So there is no total for the Kansas City, Tampa Bay.
Is that Sunday night?
Yeah, and that makes sense because Tampa Bay is playing right now, and if Tom Brady were to go down with an injury, that would change. Yeah. So, So yeah, we can't really touch on that just yet, but that'll be a fun one to hit on.
Who's your top 10 teams in the league right now?
All right. Let me pull something up real quick. Give me yours first.
10 is a little hard, I guess. 5 is easier. So I would probably go 1 Kansas City, 2 Pittsburgh, and I know that's going to get a lot of flack because Pittsburgh's 10-0. Tad would not agree. And but I just think Kansas City has the better offense as far as QB goes and skill position guys. And I think the Steelers are good, but Kansas City has a really good defense, and Pittsburgh's defense is awesome. But just because of Patrick Mahomes, I'd probably put Kansas City at 1.
Okay.
Kansas City, Steelers. Then it gets a little dicey. I'd probably put the Saints at 3 just because their defense is really starting to come around right now. They look awesome. Who else? Honestly, it probably depends on this game tonight. If Tampa Bay wins, I probably put them at 4. If the Rams win, I probably put them at 4. So I'd probably go 4-5 Rams and Tampa Bay.
Put the Rams above the Seahawks at 4.
It feels terrible to say that, but yes, I do. I mean, they beat them last week. Yeah. I'll probably put the Seahawks at 6. I think their defense is starting to come around. And then I'd put the Bills at 7 just because I trust Wilson more than I trust Allen. At 8, I'd probably put the Packers, 9, Tennessee. Actually, no, I'll put 8 Indianapolis because they just beat the Packers and they proved they can do that. So I'll put 9 Packers and then 10 Tennessee.
Colts have been low-key good this year, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah. They're really and they're finding their groove now. Like, I know Phillip Rivers was getting a lot of, I have issues with Phillip Rivers, don't get me wrong. But he's definitely leading that team into the playoffs, and that defense is something fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to give the real definitive list right now. This is the inarguable list, top 10 teams in the league, and this is how the Super Bowl will play out. We're going to go with Steelers at 1. Steelers are going to take the Chiefs for the number 1 spot. Then we got Chiefs at 2, and that's fine. They can have the number 2 spot, but they got that one loss, and that's one more than the Steelers have, and that's what I'm basing this off of, because Steelers being perfect through 10 games is nothing to turn your nose at. So then, at number 3, we're going to have to switch it over to the NFC, and we're going to put the Saints at number 3.
Same there.
Following them, I'm going to shake it up a little bit. We're putting Seahawks at 4. I still believe.
Whoa.
I still believe. I don't, the Seahawks are allowed to have a couple of bad games, especially when they're riding close to the middle of the pack of the top 10. They're gonna bounce back. They've hit a little bit of a slump, but they started hot. Maybe a little bit of injury caused them to have some
You want to know who they have the next 4 weeks?
What's that?
You want to know who they play the next 4 weeks?
Who's that?
They're at Philadelphia. Then they have the Giants, the Jets, and Washington. They have the next 4 weeks, dude. Like, if they don't win these next 4 games, they are fucking up hard, dog. They need to, if they want to separate themselves from the pack, they got to go on a win streak right there.
Yeah, that puts them right there at 11-3. That's a guaranteed spot in the playoffs, but probably winning the division. Because I think the Rams they're decent, but I'm not even at the point that I'm going to put the Rams. Because next, we're going to go with the Packers at 5. Packers, Aaron Rodgers, still on a revenge tour, wants to get back to the Super Bowl at least one more time before they turn the reins over to Jordan Love. Don't think that's going to be anytime soon, but if Aaron Rodgers doesn't show that he can do the job anymore, then he's got to prove himself. That didn't make a lot of sense, but that's all right. And we're going to go with the Buccaneers at number 6. Still believe in Tom Brady. You got Tom Brady on your team. You're going to be in the hunt at the very least. And they're right there at the top of the division trying to beat the Saints out. And with Drew Brees going down with an injury, I don't know how much Taysom Hill is going to be able to carry him. I don't think we're going to see another Teddy Bridgewater effect. I think that Taysom Hill looked good on Sunday, but we'll see. I think it's a lot more not having a lot of tape of Taysom Hill being the quarterback, actually being the quarterback. So, and then at number 7, we're going to have to go with the Titans. I do like the Colts beating the Titans, and I'm probably wrong for still picking them over the Colts, but Philip.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Philip Rivers just I take Tannehill over Philip Rivers, and I take the Colts defense over the Titans defense. But when it comes down to it, it's splitting hairs, but I feel like the Titans are still the better team, better weapons.
I guess so. We'll really find out this next week because Titans have Indy again for game 2. So we'll revisit it after this weekend and see how you feel.
Yeah, that's no shit either. But then we're gonna put the Colts right behind them, so we're really close. So what is that? That's Colts at number 7. And then, it's hard to pick at this point.
I mean, who you got left?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals at number 8.
That's okay. I like it.
Cardinals, yeah. Kyler Murray's doing a lot of good things for the team, and with all the weapons they have on offense, they're not a team that I think a lot of people want to face. Defense is a little lackluster. I mean, they're good some weeks, bad some weeks, but they'll fit right down in the 8 slot. Following them at number 9, we're going to go with. Still believe that the Ravens are. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot all about the Bills. We're going to put Bills at number 9. Yeah, they're definitely higher than I have. Since I don't want to go back and change my standings, we're going to put Bills at number 9.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine like not having the Ravens in your top 10?
I think I got to put them at 10.
Really? See, I wouldn't touch it, dude. I think I would take the Raiders now over the Ravens.
Yeah, that's probably the right choice, but I think I'm gonna put my faith in John Harbaugh and the system that the Ravens are usually always gonna, if they got a decent enough team, they're gonna figure out a way to make it work. But you're probably right. It's probably Ravens could get knocked out of the playoffs if they keep imploding.
They're not in it right now.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
And honestly, so if you're in the NFC, if I'm Seattle, like since I'm a Hawks fan, I would rather see them get the 5th seed, because that means they have to play the NFC East. It's either get the 1 or the 5th, and then no in between. Fuck the rest, because then you're either playing the Saints or Bucks, or you're playing the Rams or Cardinals, and I don't want no problem.
No, absolutely.
I'd rather have the Eagles, Washington, or Giants, or Dallas.
Yeah, no shit. God, that's hilarious that we have a full top 10 list of teams and not a single fucking one from the almost all tied for first place NFC East. The only thing holding them back.
They each have 7 losses, dude.
Because we're counting ties as losses, because ties are fucking bullshit. But Eagles technically are at first, I guess, because they didn't fully lose that game. But yeah, basically all 3 and 7. What do you think the top team's record ends up in the NFC East?
I gotta look at their records, honestly, or their schedule coming up. Who does? All right, Washington has Dallas, Pittsburgh, San Fran, Seattle, Carolina, Philadelphia. I see Washington winning. I could see them beating Dallas, and then I could see them beating. So they're 3 and 7. I could see the team that gets out of the East is probably going to be 6 and 10 or 6-9 and 1.
That's so shitty.
I think that's probably going to. I think any of those teams will be 6. They'll win 6 games this year.
Jesus, yeah.
I don't think anyone gets over 7.
That is such a shitty feeling that a team that's going to be in the playoffs is not only not 500 in record, but also like a full game away from being 500 in record. Like, there should be some sort of clause in the NFL that if you don't have a 500 record, you forfeit your spot in the playoffs, and the next best record gets in.
It's because of the owners, man.
Yeah, that's bad. I didn't realize it was. I mean, I knew it was bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. Like 3 and 7. I mean, Broncos have got a better record than anybody.
You wish the Broncos were in that division.
We'd be winning. We'd go into the playoffs. Fuck. Yeah, that's rough.
God, I mean, who does Dallas have? They have Washington, Baltimore. They're not going to beat Baltimore. They might beat Cincinnati. I could see actually Dallas winning the division because they have the most divisional games down the stretch. I think they have Washington, Philadelphia, and the Giants. But I honestly hope the Giants win the division.
So, if Dallas gets to the playoffs, this is a big if. Does Andy Dalton get his first playoff win?
No.
What if he did, though? What if it was on a shit team with a below 500 record as a backup QB?
I mean, they're either playing Seattle, the Rams, or they're playing the Cardinals, because the Vikings are going to just get slapped. They can't win the big game, or Kirk Cousins can't win the big game. So I don't see them coming back. So I think it's the NFC West is going to get 3 teams in the playoffs.
That makes you feel good about your division, though. I mean, it's partially good or it shows how good the division is. Partially, it also shows how bad one of the divisions is. Yeah. But, or I guess 2 of the divisions. Fucking NFC North is a shit show past the Packers. But
cool, man. You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, how do you want to wrap it up?
Do you want to give it a shot?
Talk some shit on Tad because he's not here tonight.
Let's do it. Let's talk about. I didn't even see what was the reason why he wasn't able to get on.
He's hooking up a washer and dryer.
Oh.
Did you see his his message in the chat?
I haven't checked yet.
Yo, sorry I couldn't make it tonight, guys. Just finished hooking up the washer and dryer now to push it over in place. Hope the podcast is going well. I won't miss another one. I take this shit seriously, Brandon.
Hey. I made it. One of the nights wasn't my fault. The other one was definitely my fault.
Oh, fun, dude. This is dope. I'm really enjoying this together once a week.
It's going good.
No, I was gonna. Well, I guess we could. I can end it. Thanks for joining us this week on the Die Hard Dynasty podcast with Brandon and Schyler. We are missing one tonight. His name is Tad Johnson. Go ahead and hit him up on Instagram. Give him some shit for not being on the podcast this evening. We'll be back maybe Thanksgiving or sometime next week to bring some fantasy football news, what we think of the sleepers, studs, duds, things like that, and hopefully some current events going around the United States of our America. Keep up with us. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.